I think I started in 2019, so a year after, we had to all go remote. But I think collectively everyone once feels like trapped in their house, can't really go anywhere. So that's how the season of Sanctuary happened, because we all dream about nice place where the nice ocean and nature with your friends. Early seasons, we realized story is what players really wants to know about Sky. I think the first one was a season of belonging. That was already focusing on one character first, Grandma.
Story kind of takes precedence, and character design, level design, and gameplay will all kind of cycle around that core idea that we have. One example is like performance. We had this story idea that we wanted to connect it to rhythm. Because there's going to be this theater and because it's performance themed, if we need performers, we're going to need a director as well. So that was the quest giver.
Every season has a particular colors and kind of atmosphere. Season of Abyss, I was designing these very detailed creatures. Genova basically said, like, just like Jaws, you don't reveal the scary things until very end. It ended up just being a really like dark shape that you can't really see. And I was quite impressed how, without showing much, still create this horror.
If something doesn't serve a purpose for the story or the gameplay, it's not going to make it into the game. One example of something that did make it in is actually the Lurker. If it was a new dark creature, it has to have the same visual look as the other dark creatures to look like they come from the same family. So that's why the Lurker looks like it could be related to the Krittles and the Crabs.
One time, I think the season of Sanctuary, and one of the final thing we wanted to show is like this huge whale comes up in the water, and then we're not designing it, so I'm like, we're gonna use from one that's from...
The final whale is a whole new model, but it was from an early concept that was done before Sky release. Even if it doesn't get used in whatever season we're making it for, we can still maybe bring it back in a future season. Player feedback and wishes are incredibly important, whether it's developing a season or an event. New features, like the ability to dye parts of a cosmetic. There's been a lot of different upgrades, I would say, directly traced back to player feedback.
Season of Enchantment. We're following the story and we realized, oh, it'll be so cool. Like, we set the season around this new village where these magicians actually came from. So I remember, like, for a couple of weeks, you and I did like such a cool like concept of the cliffside of village, and even like Travis blocked out these really cool cinematics where like spirits are leaving the town area, right? But then a couple of weeks later, Genova wanted to be a moving ship. We kind of scrapped everything that we've done, and then me and her, we designed this broken Noah's Ark type of ship. So that was big change. She just told me that was her idea.
He was looking for that like special something to like set it apart from every other sort of desert merchant style. And I came up to Genova, I was like, hey Genova, I have this idea. And he was like, oh, that sounds interesting. And then Cecil high-fived me afterwards and was like, good job. And I was like, oh my God.